start off with an apology, and then it's going to go to T, then plan, the federalism DA, the DOT bad DA, and then we're just going to talk about this whole round. All right, you can go. I would like to apologize for how absurd I was getting. It's because I'm very passionate about this. I don't like cheaters. Cheater, pumpernickel. I don't like that. I'm sorry, Neg team. I'm sorry, judges. I'm sorry, partner. I'm sorry, Brooke. I'm sorry, Megan. I'm sorry, other Seaman kids and other kids I don't know. But I'm going to keep staying like this because this is passion and we need to get this across. Topicality, they haven't actually read a definition. They're not actually, they're like, hey, your definition, our definition's better than yours. Hey, we didn't read one, by the way, but we're going to say we did. So even if our definition was wrong, they don't have one to mitigate it. As far as the round's concerned, ours is the best definition since there's no other opposing. So whether or not that's what happened, like we work our definition, or they meet it or not, it doesn't matter. They have no other standing definitions. They cannot prove us wrong otherwise. This plan is also unbelievably untopical because they're like, you're invested in FEMA, but FEMA's the one doing everything, but our plan is just about FEMA, or helping FEMA. Plus my partner already brought up that it's already happening. $12 billion FEMA has, or was just given recently. And my partner was reading off of their evidence that they were taking out of God, I can't even think, I just went brain dead. Context, got it. They were taking out of context. And then they were like, you can't just base things off of taglines. They're your taglines. Are you just saying that your evidence is wrong? They're just saying that their own plan is wrong to us, and then they're just like, hey, that's good, you know? When we use it, it's okay, but when they use it, it's wrong. Okay, now we're going to go on to plan. Inception. This is what they're doing. They are sponsoring FEMA inside of an emergency relief fund, inside of an emergency relief fund, inside of an emergency relief fund. What are they doing? There is an emergency relief fund. Like, I double-checked their case. I reread it. FEMA has this money. It's roughly half. This emergency relief fund that they said themselves in the the second cross-ex that, second cross-ex, that it is already giving money. And when you add that, the money is already, we already have enough, and then some, another $2 billion some. And then my partner read a ton more evidence that we got even more money. So that can even help the rest of the state. So if they have anything else besides mass transit to bring up, we're still reaching that. It's like $50 billion total. We have that now. My partner read that in her 2&C. So on top of the whole, just on top of the funding issue, it's already happening in the status quo today. That's going on. They're not doing math. They're just throwing numbers. They're like, well, these people only have $5 billion, and these people only have $7 billion, and these people only have $8 billion. Well, if you add them together, it equals the amount. So I don't see the problem there. God, I'm running short on time. Talking about federalism, we're taking away people's rights. Gasp, I know. It's the state's job to be doing it. That's what it is. FEMA, it is their job too. FEMA should get involved, but others shouldn't. That was what we were getting on. It's infringing on their rights to be like, states, you can't do this. You don't have anything to do with New York. You don't have anything to do with New York. You can't do that. Okay, I guess, which they haven't really brought up really any arguments on that. Then DOT bad. They're just like, hey, stop. They're not telling us anything about the DOT, but the DOT itself, people who worked at the DOT, is like, hey, we're not that good at federal stuff. We're good at helping ourselves and helping private business. They're more of a private business kind of person. They are federal, but they're not good with doing federal things. They're federal, but they're the bad federal kind. Okay. Let me go down. Dehumanizing. We're not advocating dehumanization. We're not like, hey, some people are lesser than others. That's not what we're saying. We're just saying that it's you guys are kind of making it dehumanizing. We're just like, hey, to put Sandy in a politics situation is dehumanizing. So let's talk about it in a politics situation. Okay, it? Are you for dehumanization? But like the fact is, we're not. Okay, another thing you brought up I want to talk about is we're not talking about like Obama and mittens. Okay, we're not talking about them in a political sense. We were just.
Like some of them. Pretty sure.
We were. It was really long. Okay, we were talking about Romney, mittens, Paul or Obama. We were just. I remember where I'm going. You know what? That's fine. I still got the dehumanization in there. With that, I have a little bit of a liability time or whatever. See nothing but a negative at. But I don't know why I pointed to the timer. I see nothing but a negative at.